Hello, everybody. Welcome along to this special preview show for P.E.W Off The Wall. We are just days away from returning to the Shottery Memorial Hall in Stratford-Upon-Avon for another exciting slice of phenomenal elite wrestling action. I'm Dave Bradshaw. Pete Andrews, my co-commentator, joining me to discuss all of the action we've got coming up this weekend. Pete, we've got to immediately deal with the elephant in the room. So obviously you went to P.E.W at Jubilee, having had a month suspension after getting involved against the Prestige when he was beating up Rye the Sound Guy on the previous show. At Jubilee, it was Rye the Sound Guy against the Prestige. If Rye won, he got himself a P.E.W contract. If he lost, he would never be seen in P.E.W again. And your intervention again, despite your promises beforehand that you wouldn't get involved, that eventually swayed the match and gave Rye a well-earned contract. So my question, I guess, is: are you suspended again? Like, what's the deal?
Well, I'm here. I think if I was suspended, I probably wouldn't be doing this show. But yeah, I've heard not a peep from P.E.W management regarding any suspensions or fines or anything like that. I mean, I guess the difference is the first time, yes, I did kind of lay hands on the Prestige, whereas last show I just took that chair off him. It wasn't meant to be using chairs in that match. So maybe because I wasn't physical as such this time, I got away with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a telling off when I get there. But as it stands, I've been given sort of my details to go to the arena for Sunday. I've not been told not to be there. So yeah, I will be there sat next to you, which I'm sure you're very happy about. Yeah, I'll be back from what I've been told. I haven't heard any different. So yeah, it seems I've got away with it.
I mean, does the silence make you nervous? I would have thought someone would have addressed it with you.
Yeah, I mean, last time it was pretty much straight away. As soon as we went backstage after the show, I was told to leave the arena, not come back for a month. It was very instant, whereas this time, yeah, it's been complete radio silence. I expected to be given a telling off as soon as I went backstage at last show, or at least have a strongly worded email or text or something. But yeah, absolutely nothing. Like I say, I've been given the details for this weekend show, so it seems to be that they're expecting me there and they want me there. So who's to say?
Well, look, we're going to hear from Rye, the sound guy, a little bit later on. Now, he is a fully contracted member of the P.E.W roster.
He is.
So that will be interesting to hear about. Rye, of course, one of 8 competitors in a 4 versus 4 match, captain two arch rivals, Jason Joshua and Tyler Adams. We're going to be hearing from no fewer than 6 of the 8 people involved in that match this Sunday at the Shottery Memorial Hall, including later on. I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not, but we're going to have Jason Joshua and Tyler Adams, the 2 team captains, joining us here on the show at the same time.
That's going to be somewhat colourful, I do believe.
Yes, of course. I'm sure it'll be the first time that they've spoken to each other since their Jubilee street fight at Jubilee, and of course now captaining opposing teams this Sunday at Off The Wall. By the way, if you want to join us at Off The Wall in Stratford-Upon-Avon this Sunday, the link for tickets is in the description below, so make sure you do everything you can to be there. It is going to be a show not to be missed, not least because of that 8-person tag, but also the P.E.W World Championship going to be on the line. Martin Kirby defending against Styx. And I don't know, these two know each other very well, both veterans of the UK scene. And I think Martin Kirby knows he's got a fight on his hands.
Yeah, he didn't seem overly keen about the match on social media. He's made a few comments about sort of not agreeing to it. But we know Kirby can get the job done when he needs to. He's champion for a reason. So yeah, exciting match. Like you say, huge matchup. Big history between those two guys. So yeah, looking forward to being there and seeing those two square off in person.
Well, listen, we're going to be hearing from 3 different members of Martin Kirby's gang. I don't know what we call them. The Entitled, at least is their name, but faction, I suppose, is the polite word for them. And we'll be hearing from the new P.E.W Women's Champion, who's part of the Entitled. Ivy's going to be with us a little bit later on to talk about her upcoming match this Sunday. Plus Riley Nova and Brady Phillips, who are still in possession of the P.E.W Tag Team Championships, but they're going to face the actual Tag Team Champions this Sunday to work out who really should have the gold. So it's going to be pretty interesting to hear from them as well, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, that's a big rivalry form there. Obviously, the Entitled are holding on to the titles at the moment. They could consider themselves the champions, the best tag team going. So yeah, this one will prove it once and for all.
Plus, of course, LA Taylor, who's already in the finals of the Fallen Angel Championship tournament. She won her quarterfinal and semi-final at Jubilee unexpectedly. She's going to be joining us a little bit later on to talk about the other semi-final, which is happening this Sunday. And of course, we'll want to know who out of her two potential opponents she would like to face most in that final. All that plus much, much more as well. And should we start with an exclusive?
Oh, yes, let's do this.
I love having a world exclusive to start the preview show.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got news about our kickoff show this Sunday. About the kickoff match that there's going to be as part of that show. It is the Invisible Man, one-on-one.
Yeah, I've not seen him before.
No, none of us have. Against Coach Carl Dio.
Wow, okay.
So that's going to be a very interesting. Yeah, you weren't here. That was during your suspension when the Invisible Man was.
It was, yeah.
He is unique.
You've got to be with a name like that.
So interesting start to things in Stratford on Sunday. Interesting start coming up now, though, to our preview show. I say interesting. I think someone is playing a practical joke on me because according to the running order, we're going to hear from another man returning from a suspension, the returning Playboy Prince, Lance Rivera. Excellent stuff. Well, this is a fairly inauspicious way to start things out. We had Mr. Lance Rivera as a guest on our preview show for Jubilee. Then, of course, he was in the middle of a well-earned suspension from P.E.W after the way he attacked ring announcer Ben Cecil. Mr. Rivera is going to be back with us at Off the Wall on Sunday when he is going to be part of that 8-person tag team match as part of Tyler Adams' team. I'll ask you again, Lance Rivera, have you learned anything from having to sit on the shelf for a month?
Oh, what have I learned? I've learned that I'm good at making up for lost time. I learned that I'm still number one. And that's it. I learned that I'm even more handsome than when I left.
Really? Wow. You probably spent a lot of the last month staring in a mirror, have you?
Oh, no. It's just other people telling me.
All right. Well, Pete, I know you're smiling. You're to see Lance. You got anything you want to ask him?
Well, I'm looking forward to Sunday, mainly because I get to see Lance again. It's been a while. And a lot of the fans at the last show were asking me, "Where's Lance? Where's Lance?" I was like, "Well,
of course,
really?
Suspended." Yeah.
I didn't hear anyone saying that. I was sitting next to you.
That's because people don't come up to you. Like during the interval, they come up to me.
People don't speak to you, Dave. What you're on about? The people that matter don't speak to you.
Okay. Well,
I'm a man of the people. I know what the people want, and the people want me.
Right. Well, they're going to get you this Sunday as part of that 8-person tag team match. Again, you're part of that team alongside Tyler Adams, who is the team captain, and of course you're going to be also with the internet champion H Hood and Leah Raven as well. You confident that you've got the best team of the two in this match?
Right. Don't get it twisted or anything. The other team very, very good, but they've got me. It's sewn up. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got me. They've got the Playboy Prince of Professional Wrestling, your girlfriend's favorite wrestler, the number one star going around the Northwest today. It's untouchable. It's undeniable. We have got this one. As good as they are, doesn't matter. I'm here.
Well, look, there's 4 people I can think of who would deny that you're going to be untouchable. They are, of course, the other team, Jason Joshua, team captain, Harley Hudson, part of that as well, Smashing Mike, and Rye, the sound guy. Anyone you think is a strong link or a weak link in that team?
Well, always you've got to look at Harley Hudson, haven't you? She's doing a great job up and down the country. But, again, I'm there. And come on, guys, let's not be funny. There's a sound guy on the team, the sound guy. I know he's been the first ever Phenomenal Elite Wrestling Tag Team Champion, but a sound guy versus the Playboy. It's like night and day, in it, really.
Do you ever think you underestimate people, Lance?
I don't underestimate people. I just know where my level is.
Okay, well, Pete, have you got anything else you'd like to ask Lance Rivera?
Well, like I say, I'm looking forward to Lance coming back. He's been sat on the sidelines for quite some time, so he's going to be a lot fresher than a lot of the wrestlers that performed at the last show. Same with H. Hood on that team. He's also wasn't at the last show. So you got two very fresh wrestlers, a lot to prove, and I think they're going to be strong cogs in that machine. So yeah, excited for this matchup. Looking forward to seeing some top quality wrestlers back in P.E.W.
All right. Well, Lance, I'm sure you've had a very strict training regimen of beating up as many ring announcers as you can on the way to getting here for Off the Wall. So we'll let you get back to it, and I hope that maybe that you will have learned something. Although from what you're saying here, I have my doubts. Suspension is over, and we will see you in that 8-person tag on Sunday at the Shottery Memorial Hall in Stratford-Upon-Avon. I'm sure you're looking forward to it, and
I can't wait.
Yeah, and I'm sure the P.E.W fans are just waiting with bated breath to see you again.
Of course, as they always should be.
All right, well, we'll see you Sunday. All right, now this is a guest I can get on board with, because it is a privilege for us to be joined by the newest contract member of the P.E.W roster. He is no longer the sound guy, but he is still Rye. How are you?
I'm all good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, and congratulations on winning that high stakes. It was feast or famine for you, Rye. You must be absolutely over the moon to be part of the P.E.W roster.
Absolutely, it's finally a privilege to be considered an actual wrestler on the show, of course.
Now, we were talking a bit earlier, Rye, about how the match ended, of course, and Pete was involved in that, not taking away anything from your victory, but Pete made sure that the Prestige couldn't cheat using that chair, and of course, one spear later, you were victorious. But last time Pete got involved with the Prestige and your business, when Prestige was beating you up that time, of course, we know that Pete got suspended for a month, and Pete's been saying, haven't you, that you haven't heard anything this time. So
far, so good.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, have you heard anything? Have you heard about? Presumably, the Prestige is pretty enraged.
I have not heard anything clearly since he's decided to give me the wrestling contract. He hasn't reached out to me. He's not even giving me the contract himself. He's sending some third party to do it. I don't feel like he can even be in the same room as me. But Pete, just some advice. Just watch out, because you never know what that man has planned.
Oh, I know better than any. I had a hand in his training, and I think some of my bad habits back in the day may have rubbed off on him a bit. But yeah, so far so good. I'm sure I'll bump into him backstage on Sunday. Who knows? But yeah, as it stands, I am there. I will be at the commentary table, and we'll see what happens.
Of course, Rye, you'll be there as well, and you'll be having your first match as a fully contracted P.E.W wrestler. This time, as part of that 8-person elimination tag team match, you're going to be on a team captained by Jason Joshua. How excited are you for that match?
I'm honestly quite excited. I get to finally have a actual match. I get to wrestle a lot of people who I've watched wrestle, and I'm a fan of their work. I like what they do. It was a very strange scenario when Jason reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be part of my team?" Because I don't know him that well, so it was quite odd for him to reach out to me. But he must see something in me that I don't see in myself. So,
well, you're going to be teaming as well as with Jason Joshua, of course, with Harley Hudson and Smashing Mike. Just a few moments ago, we had the considerably less pleasurable task of speaking to Lance Rivera, and he was talking about who he considers to be the weak link on your team. He chose you. What's your message to Lance Rivera?
I can see how I can be considered the weak link. I don't have most experience. I've only just got my contract. But my advice to him is take a look around you. Who's on your team with you? How many of those people can you trust? Because I know what my loyalty's like. I'm quite confident where my team's loyalty lies. Can you trust everyone on your team? Just think about that.
It's an interesting question, and of course, I do think though that Lance Rivera won't be alone probably in picking you out as the weakling, because and as you say, it's in some ways a reasonable thing for people to assume that you were until very recently the sound technician, and now you've got a contract. Does it bother you that you will presumably have that target on your back, and that you're going to be the one potentially that the other team try and focus their offense on?
No, not at all. Not at all. I like the fact that they think that they can just single me out and push me down and bully me. But as soon as they see what I can do in that ring, and they see what I'm capable of, they will have no choice. They will have no choice but to lay down and take that 3 count, because they ain't ready for what I've got in store for them.
You've seen a lot of people early on in their career, of course, including the Prestige when you trained him back in the day. No shortage of confidence here with Rye. What's your take on the beginning of Rye's career?
No, so far so good. I think one thing that Rye has that a lot of other people don't is he's just shown that there is when people count him out, that's when he's at his best. He's done nothing but fight and claw his way into this company. And yes, I took that chair off Prestige, but Rye had got that match in the bag. And that's why Prestige had to go and grab that chair, because he knew that's all he had to beat Rye. And Rye beat him with that spear 1, 2, 3, clean as a whistle. And with that sort of fire behind you and that momentum behind you, I think people are going to underestimate Rye, and that might be their undoing. Both teams very strong, very solid. But I don't think anyone should be underestimating anyone on either side. It's going to be hell of a matchup.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. Rye, obviously, again, congratulations, but you're going to have to, I'm sure you've been on cloud 9 for the past few weeks. You're going to have to get your feet pretty firmly back on the ground, though, in time for Sunday, because it is a very difficult task facing you, that 4-on-4 elimination match.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, Rye, we will see you on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll see you on Sunday.
Cool. See you then.
Yeah.
All right, well, one of the most exciting things about P.E.W in the past few months, of course, has been the Fallen Angel Championship tournament, and we are getting down towards the business end of that tournament. One person who we know is going to be in the final of the tournament is joining us now. L.A. Taylor, congratulations on winning both your quarterfinal and unexpectedly having a semi-final on the same night at Jubilee, winning that as well. Of course, you're now awaiting the winner of the second semi-final on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I had a few fans contact me and contact P.E.W management and ask how my arm is doing. I have recovered. It's been a lot of work. There was a lot of hyperextending. Ronnie Knox isn't a joke. And obviously Alfie straight after was difficult as well, but I'm good to go. I think we're on a decent road to recovery now, and I should be ready for whoever wins in the match of Laurie versus Ruby.
I mean, how did you feel about Alfie coming out there to insist on having that semi-final immediately? Obviously trying to take advantage of the fact that she thought you were weakened at the time. Kind of backfired for her in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we have a saying in Cornwall. It comes from the traditional form of Cornish wrestling, and it's Gwari Wek you Gwari Tek. And that it means good play is fair play. And that was the exact opposite of what me and my people are about, quite frankly. You'll see, I've watched back the match with Ronnie, and you'll see like I go to shake her hand all the way through, like at the beginning there, because that's how we show each other respect in traditional Cornish wrestling, and that's very much a part of my ethos. So I was sort of like, oh, okay, this ain't fair play. But you sometimes just got to take what's thrown at you and go with it and hope that your grit is greater than theirs. Luckily, I'd already sort of overcome a few things and managed to get the one-arm choke slam there on Ronnie. So it worked just a treat for Alfie as well. So just some quick thinking. Let's try that again. I was very fortunate. They're both extremely vicious opponents. I know there's a massive size difference there, but we should never sort of judge a book by its cover. That was a really tough curveball of a night.
Of course, the advantage of it, having survived that, is, as you said, you do now get that extra time to recover because you don't have to go through a semi-final this Sunday. You get the night off and you can watch that other semi-final, which we'll talk about in a second. But what does it mean to you to be in the final of this tournament? Obviously, it's being held in memory of the late, great Nancy Benoit, and it's a chance to win championship gold here in P.E.W. So regardless of who your opponent is, it must feel pretty special to have got this far already.
Yeah, I think, in terms of being in memory of Nancy Benoit, you cannot put a number or a value on what she did for women in pro wrestling, in the arena of pro wrestling, in so many different ways. So it's lovely to remember her for her work. And with P.E.W being new on the scene, with me being quite new on the scene, and being quite new to fans in the sort of Stratford-Upon-Avon sort of area, it means an awful lot to me to be making an impact, and I feel incredibly welcomed by the fans there. And to me, there's nothing more valuable and more gratifying than knowing those people are behind you and they can see your effort and they can see that you're trying to do it for them, it's incredibly wonderful to have made waves this early on. I feel incredibly fortunate and I continue to work and try to do my best.
Now, Pete, I know you've had a lot of thoughts about this other semi-final, and I know you'd like to share some of your thoughts going into that semi-final with LA Taylor and Ask Her Views as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're sat out amongst that crowd commentating the matches at all times, and so many people have come up to me and said, like, LA Taylor's their favourite going into it, and rightfully so. I mean, that was one of the gutsiest performances I've ever seen the last match, not just against Ronnie Knox. I mean, that was a hell of a comeback based on the arm injury that you sustained in that, and then to win against Alfie as well was just unbelievable. But there's two big obstacles to win that tournament in Ruby and of course Laurie. I mean, have you got someone that you'd rather face, or is yeah,
they're very different in nature, no less challenging. It's just a different strategy for a different beast. But I highly respect both of those women, and would not take that match lightly, no matter who I happen to be stepping in the ring with. So no preference. It's going to be tough.
Well, we do know, of course, that you are going to be in that match on July 30th. Next time we're in the Shottery Memorial Hall, Stratford-Upon-Avon, and you're going to be in the main event. It is going to main event that show, the finals of the Fallen Angel Championship tournament. So again, just to finish with, I guess, presumably, if you were to win that, and it, no disrespect, but it is a big if, because both Ruby Radley and Laurie are going to be fierce opponents, whichever one of them you end up facing. But where would it rank in your career so far if you were to be able to walk into a main event at P.E.W and to walk out as a champion?
I think that it would be very indicative of a huge progression in where I am in my career. To be able to walk into a promotion that has all of these wonderful people, even outside of the women's roster, just in general, there's some incredible talent there. You walk into the locker room each time, you're like, oh, cool, like these guys are here. I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them like on the WWE network. So it would be quite the thing to be able to stand amongst that roster with something that says that you've earned a place amongst it. I am 100% prepared to stand there. I'm aware that the two women who are fighting for a spot in that final have a lot more experience than me. But I got a lot of heart. You've seen that. You know, when it really comes down to it, I will drag myself by my teeth to victory if I have to. I'll keep going till the last. So if they can bring that, that'll make for an interesting main event, I think.
Oh, I agree. And I wouldn't bet against you either. So, LA Taylor, thank you again for taking the time to join us. I wish you all the best with whatever's left in terms of the remaining recovery that needs to happen on that arm. And I'm sure you'll be at 100% when you are main eventing in the final of that championship tournament on July 30th. In the meantime, we will see you soon.
See you then. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of the other championships that's going to be on the line at Off the Wall this Sunday in Stratford is the P.E.W Tag Team Championships. Riley Nova is with us again, who was with us on our previous preview show. He is still, as you can see, in possession of one of the Tag Team Championship belts, although it's still not his actual property. His tag team partner has joined us as well, Brady Phillips, collectively, of course, part of the Entitled. Gentlemen, this Sunday, you are going to face the actual tag team champions, and we can finally settle who should be in possession of those championship belts. Brady, I'll start with you. How confident are you that you're going to walk out of Off the Wall this Sunday as the undisputed P.E.W tag team champions?
I think we've proven ourselves already as the top tag team in phenomenal elite wrestling, David. Look what we did with Smashing Mike and Big Guns Joe. And they are two guys that I would put above the Rebellion.
Okay, well, I'm not quite sure where you get the idea that you're already proven as the top tag team, given that you're not actually the champions. But we'll park that there. Riley, presumably you accept that, given that you've taken those championship belts and without actually winning them, that the Rebellion are going to be pretty annoyed and pretty eager to get their hands on you this Sunday.
Well, they can be whatever they like because, as Brady said, we have more than proven ourselves. The second we walked in, we kicked the ever-living crap out of them and we took their property. And they've been nowhere to be seen ever since. And then we go and prove ourselves again in that six-person tag and also picking up a new championship there, beating some of the best in the country. So, yeah, we've proven ourselves and we're ready for them.
You want to talk facts, David? You want to talk facts? Let's look at it, shall we? Me and Riley, tag team champions. We win the match, win this tag team match at the last event, and it's a critically acclaimed fight, David. Renowned for being one of the best tag matches of 2022. Push that accolade aside because that's just an opinion. Let's talk facts, David. Look at the viewership of the last event. 20K plus views in less than a week. You know who you got to thank for that? You got the Entitled. You got myself, you got Riley Nova, you've got Ivy, you've got Jim Diehard, and you've got Martin Kirby. So you are welcome. Thank you for the house, I believe you should be saying to us.
Well, okay, well, applauding each other aside, let's talk about facts, because the fact is, Riley, last time you were on the show, and your tag team partner there just mentioned Martin Kirby, who's the world champion. I asked you outright, face to face, if you would guarantee that you wouldn't intervene in Martin Kirby's world championship defense against Ensoreko, and you promised me you wouldn't. I'm sure I don't need to pull out the video footage to show you what did happen in the end. So do you want to explain yourself?
Now, listen, with the way that technology is advancing these days, like you never know what's real and fake. And if we'd have interfered in that match, then would the referee have not disqualified Martin Kirby? If we'd have interfered and we had hit Ensoreko or put the match more in Martin Kirby's favour, would it not have been a disqualification? Yeah.
The boy
it wasn't. So therefore, we didn't interfere in that match. We weren't there.
So you're denying it happened?
Yes.
Pete, I give up. You asked the question.
What I find very interesting about this whole situation is if something had been taken from me, like you try and steal my thunder all the time, Dave, don't think I haven't noticed, I'd want to go and get that back right away. Yet the Rebellion have taken 2 months now to come and claim back what is rightfully theirs. Well, the Entitled were there. They were waiting for that challenge. All members of the Entitled are open to challenges at any time, at any place. And I just find it interesting it's taken them 2 months to come and grab those titles back.
Is there a question there, Pete?
Well, I'm just making a point. You know, you kind of
great observation, Pete. That is
exactly. I make observations. Yeah, and I just wanted to back the Entitled up a bit because you were kind of digging at them that they were doing this, doing that at the show. I didn't see any of this tomfoolery that you're talking about, and I just wanted to back them up a bit and be a bit more biased or unbiased, I should say.
A bit more biased. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think you just let the mask slip there slightly, but. Look, I mean, I'm not going to ask you guys to guarantee that you're not going to intervene in Martin Kirby's world title match against Styx this Sunday, because what's the point? Because even when you tell me you won't, it turns out not to be true. So I think we've established well, especially in Riley's case, what your word is worth. But let's talk about the match anyway, and in particular the fact that Kirby is going to be facing one of the most dangerous, one of the most accomplished heavyweights in all of British wrestling. For those who don't know, Styx is a 20-plus year veteran now, and really has done it all in British wrestling. So if I was Martin Kirby, if I was the Entitled, I'd be a little bit nervous about whether you're still, never mind the tag team titles, whether you're still going to have the World Championship in your group's possession after Sunday. Brady, what's your thoughts about the leader of your group having to face Styx this Sunday?
So I feel like there is this big conspiracy to get rid of the Entitled. Like we are poison in phenomenal elite wrestling. When me and Riley Nova said it from day one, we're here to inject some quality into phenomenal elite wrestling. Now somebody doesn't like the idea that the Entitled are going to be the ones to do that. So they're pulling out opponents left, right, and center for Martin Kirby. Let's stack the deck against Martin Kirby. Martin Kirby's on the run of his life right now. Have you seen the guy? He is phenomenal. Yeah, he is elite, and he is your world heavyweight champion.
Well, I noticed that you didn't mention Styx in any of that. So, Riley, I'll try with you. Like, will you accept that Styx is going to be, again, with no disrespect to any of the previous opponents, arguably Styx is the toughest challenge yet for Martin Kirby?
He's certainly one of the best the UK's ever seen. And something that not everybody here knows is that for the last 5 years, I've actually been trained directly by Styx at the House of Pain Academy in Nottingham. So we've had a little bit of an in-house discussion over the last few weeks. Turns out we all know Styx a little bit better than he knows us. So I'd say we're very, very, very prepared, as good as he is.
Pete, you're nodding there. You seem to think that that's going to give them an advantage.
How can it not? That is great. That is such an advantage for the Entitled there. And what I want to know is, obviously, all the members of the Entitled have got matches at the show this weekend. So you've got Ivy's defending her championship. We've got this open challenge from Die Hard. Obviously, you guys are going to claim those titles rightfully. And then Martin Kirby defending the title against Styx. When you all win your matches, which seems inevitable at this point, you're on a roll. Like you say, Martin Kirby's on a roll. All you guys in the group are on a roll. How are you going to celebrate at the end of the evening once you've all won your respective matches?
You want to take this one, Riley?
How are we going to celebrate? I think we'll play it by ear. I think none of us are going to walk away with too many scratches or wounds. I think we can do whatever we want, really. Maybe we'll beat the crap out of Styx after his match. Maybe we'll beat the crap out of Rebellion after their match. Maybe we'll celebrate by beating up the entire roster after all of our matches. That's how I'd like to celebrate.
And then when we're done doing all of that, we're going to go straight to management with all the facts and the figures and demand that we get double pay.
Yeah.
Triple pay. And you will say, thank you for the house.
Can I just say, Pete, that was probably the biggest softball question I've ever heard anyone ask anyone in an interview. How are you going to celebrate when you inevitably win?
I'm interested. I'm interested in how
All
winners,
right.
what winners do. I know you wouldn't understand being a winner, Dave, but I associate with these guys. I know what it
All
takes
right.
to be a winner.
You ask whatever questions you want to ask, and you know,
Exactly.
you guys, Riley Nova, Brady Phillips, you guys do clearly whatever you want to do. You've taken those tag team championships again without winning them, but we will see whether you are in possession of those tag team championships, rightfully or otherwise, after Sunday. We'll see if Martin Kirby is still the world champion. Ivy with the women's title.
Do you feel good? Do you feel good, Dave? Do you feel good saying things like that? Do you feel good saying things like that?
All I'm saying, Brady Phillips, is that it could be a very good night. As Pete said, you could end up with 4 championship belts within the entitled by the end of the night, and actually, possibly, legally as the tag team champions. But equally, with all those championships on the line, the entitled could end off the wall on Sunday night with no championship gold at all.
And then that will be the day. That will be the day that Phenomenal Elite Wrestling goes out of business, Dave. You will be out of a job, and you will feel so sorry that you ever wished any ill will on the entitled.
I haven't said I wish you ill will. I just think you should try and win championships legitimately. But we'll see. It's going to be settled this Sunday anyway, because you're going to face the Rebellion, and one way or another, we will find out that whoever should be the tag team champion will walk out of Stratford-Upon-Avon. Again, if you're watching this, you want to join us, don't forget, tickets are available still. You can click on the link in the description and join us for Off the Wall this Sunday in Stratford-Upon-Avon. In the meantime, Riley Nova, Brady Phillips, I know you've got a lot of preparation still to do. Big match this Sunday. We wish you all the best with your final preparations, and we will see you this weekend at Off the Wall.
Yeah, see.
Whatever, Dave. See you, Pete. Good.
Looking forward to seeing you. And you, buddy. See you then. Okay, I am very excited about this next guest. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite, P.E.W performer. Not only is he our P.E.W Internet Champion, not only is he 7-0 in P.E.W, he is also the most Googled man of 2022. That's right, it's H. Hood.
That's me. What an introduction. It's good to know someone around here does their job properly. And obviously it was you, Pete, and it wasn't Dave, because Dave sucks at his job. But there's the money shot right there.
There it is. Beautiful.
There it is right there.
So can you, Pete, what the most Googled man of 2022?
Fact. That is a fact.
Straight facts, Dave. Straight facts. Maybe if you used Google every now and then, you'd know that.
You got any evidence for that, or are you just pulling information out of your where?
Dave, honestly, you're this close. I'm this close to, you make me, I don't know if it's your face or the way you say things. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the disrespect you give me, but that's nothing new here at P.E.W, because I get nothing but disrespect from people, and you are exactly the same. Exactly the same. You know difference. All
I'm trying to do is keep things vaguely factual, like this nonsense about you being 7-0. You're 3-0. You've had 3 matches, and
I am 7-0. I've beaten 7 people.
Yes, in
I've
3
beaten
matches.
7 people. Say that again?
In 3 matches.
Yeah, 7 people in 3 matches. Unheard of, and he's done it.
Hey, I didn't even put it that way. You put it that way. That's exactly what it was. Thank you, Pete. 7 people in 3 matches. I'm breaking new records. Records you couldn't even fathom them when it started. You couldn't even fathom the things I would do. 7 people in 3 matches. Who else done that? Huh? Who else has done that? Has Jason Joshua done that? Has Jason Joshua even won a match? No, he hasn't. I'm winning. I'm the most winningest wrestler in P.E.W.
Sorry to fact check again, but he has won a match. I mean, he has.
Who cares? Who cares? Shut up. Listen, I am the most winningest wrestler in P.E.W. That is a fact. I have the title right here. This is the title that matters right here. The Internet Championship, my championship. Yeah, the longest reigning champion in P.E.W history. That's a fact. You like facts? Has that for a fact? How about this one for a fact? I have never been beat in P.E.W. How's that for a fact, Dave? Yeah, that one.
It's true. It's true. And to be fair, you've been Internet Champion for over 100 days now, which is...
And counting. And counting.
Yes, an impressive feat, albeit sometimes the ways you've won those matches have been a little bit contentious, but we'll leave that there. Let's talk about, let's get out of the past. We'll look to the future. Let's talk about Sunday. You've been picked to be part of Tyler Adams' team in this 8-person elimination tag team match. How excited are you to be part of that team?
Excited isn't the word. I would use. I'm anxious. I'm itching to get back in there. See, I wasn't at Jubilee. Yeah, I wasn't at Jubilee. So y'all were lucky I wasn't at Jubilee. Yeah, because if I was at Jubilee, I'd have been fixing to slap the face right off anybody that was in there with me. But I'm gonna be there this Sunday at Off the Wall, and I've got extra slaps, extra tight slaps for every single person in that match. I'll tell you something about Tyler Adams. He's obviously a smart guy. He's very smart. Because if you want to win a match, you got to get hatred on your team. The most winningest wrestler in P.E.W. So yeah, excited, if that's the word you want to use. I'm ready. I'm always ready.
I notice you're sitting in a car talking to us. Are you in Sinfin tonight? Your home?
I am. I'm always in Sinfin. I'm always in my car. I'm ready to go. I'm locked and loaded, ready to go anytime.
Is it your car? It is your car.
It is my car. Yeah, it is. It is my car. Yeah, absolutely. It used to be somebody else's. Now it's mine. What's your problem?
All right, and you acquired it legally.
What is legal? I don't know. I don't understand the question. Are you the police? What are you asking these questions for? You want to riot? Are you snitching? What are you doing? You want to?
I'm just trying to say that you've talked repeatedly about what a dangerous neighbourhood Sinfin is. Although again, fact check, I've looked that up and there's not actually any evidence for that. But never mind. Here you are sitting in a car. I think it's a reasonable question given what you've said about the neighbourhood, about who owns the car. It's not an unreasonable thing to ask.
You sound like it smells like bacon in here. You sound like a popo out here. Yeah, it smells like bacon out here. I ain't answering your questions anymore about that. I'm in my car. Enough said about that. I don't have to answer your question about it. Well, I will say one more thing. About Sunday though. You want to talk about Tyler Adams? You want to talk about elimination matches? Yeah. I'll tell you this much. I don't have a lot of friends. Hatred doesn't want any friends. Hatred doesn't need any friends.
That's probably for the best.
Probably for the best, but I don't want them. I don't need them. Yeah, so I'll be there on Sunday, but don't get this twisted at all. I look out for number one. I look out for me, hatred at all times. Yeah, I'll be there. That's all that matters.
As chairman of his fan club, I'll let you have the last question. Anything you want to ask, Hatred?
Well, there is a very strong chance because, as we said, has Hatred so modestly said himself, unbeaten in P.E.W, 7-0. After Sunday, he could be 11-0, and that would be, again, he's already got the record for the most wins in the company. That could just elevate him. What are you going to do then, Hood? Is that how much more can one person achieve? I mean, you're achieving everything. I mean, are you going to go for another championship? Maybe have 2 of those titles on your shoulders?
Finally, a good question, and no surprise. No prizes for guessing who got the good question in. It was Pete, as usual. And yeah, after Sunday, I very well may be 11-0. I wouldn't put it back. The smart money says I'm going to be 11-0. I'm a pinning machine. Pinning machine, baby. I pin everything. I pin everybody. Yeah, that's what I do. What's next for Hatred? After I win on Sunday, because let's be honest, the smart money says I'm gonna. After Hatred wins on Sunday, I like the sound of that. Hatred has thought about that world title. Hatred does see Martin Kirby with it. Who knows who's going to have that Sunday? Maybe it will be Martin Kirby. Maybe it will be Sticks. Hatred's ready for anybody. But, you better believe Hatred sees it. Hatred likes that title. It looks beautiful. It would look great on my other shoulder. And you bet I would love nothing more than take that title back to Sinfin. Yeah? God's country. Mwah! Sinfin. Chef's kiss. That's what it would be. Yeah, I'm sure Dave will be like, it wouldn't happen because you're only 3-0, and he'll have some excuse for it because we all know all they do is make excuses for these people. But that's exactly what could happen. But what I'm actually going to do, and whatever happens, I play that a little bit close to the chest. But you can believe, Pete, I'm looking, I'm seeing it. I see that world title. Don't worry about that.
Well, look, you know what? Tragically, we're out of time, so we're going to have to end it there. But I'm sure. We'll see you on Sunday in this 8-person elimination tag, and presumably you're going to guarantee that you're going to be one of the survivors, are you?
I mean, I'm sure you'll have some excuse when I am. You'll have some excuse for everybody else, like you always do, Dave. That's what you are. You're an excuse man. You're not a solution man. You got no solution to the problem that is Hatred. All you got is excuses for everybody. So yeah, Just like everybody else is waiting for me to lose, you're going to have to carry on waiting. Elimination matches, one-on-one matches, tag matches, fatal four-way matches, triple threat matches. I don't care what it is. I win. The winningest champion, the winningest wrestler at P.E.W. That's H Hood. And you'll see it again on Sunday. Yeah?
All right. Well, you know what? We'll see you there.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'd like to say looking forward to it, but we will see you there.
Can't wait.
You better watch yourself, Dave. You watch yourself. Pete, I'll see you there, pal.
Yes, you will.
See you there. You take care.
And you, buddy.
All right, up next, this is something of a mystery to me. I'm not quite sure why we're talking to Ryan Taylor, because Ryan, you're not actually advertised for Off the Wall on Sunday. And to be honest, I'm quite surprised you want to come back after what happened at Jubilee, where you took a pretty mean shot to the face. How is your face?
Dave, first of all, zip it. Pete, I just want to say it's an absolute honour to be on this podcast with you.
Lovely
to talk
see
to
you
about the Off the Wall preview. However, Dave, can't say the same, mate. Cannot say the same. My face is looking as fresh as ever. The Fresh Prince of P.E.W. is back. It was just a momentary lapse of concentration from Ruby, but we're all good. We recovered fast. You saw me carrying that out. You even called me a gentleman, Dave.
Yes, I'm not sure I said it with total sincerity, but I did certainly say it. So, listen, I mean, tell us why are you going to be in Stratford-Upon-Avon on Sunday? As I said, you're not advertised. You requested this time on our show here tonight. Are you going to be there? What's the situation?
Do you know how much it costs to put me in the advertisement, Dave? Mate, P.E.W. right now, we're a growing company, but I don't think they could hit the budget. But I am here. I'm going to be there because it's the biggest weekend of the year. It's Off the Wall, and it's my birthday. The P.E.W. fans have demanded Ryan Taylor comes back. They want a party, and who better to throw it than the king?
Is it really your birthday?
It is my birthday on the Monday. But we celebrate. It's a week celebration. We're celebrating winning that life.
I guess if you're Ryan Taylor, you don't have a birthday. You have a birth week.
A birth year, mate. Every day is the best day of my life.
Is it? Okay.
It is.
Pete, I'm sure you've got plenty you want to say to Ryan.
Well, I like that you didn't realise it was his birthday. I knew because I got the invite to the after party. So
what?
Well, you see how it works. It's the same as every P.E.W. show so far. I invite the best people to the after party. Dave, you wouldn't know about it, mate. You wouldn't know about it. Biased commentary, negative. You think you're funny. You send for me on social media. You send for me during your commentary. Of course you're not invited, mate. The biggest after party of the year is going down this Sunday, and me and Pete, we're hosting it, mate.
It's going to be great, Dave. It's going to be great. We'll tell you about it on the following show. But, having Ryan on our shows, it just elevates everything. He's a star. Look at him. Look at him. He's a star. The amount of people I've told, guess who I'm hanging out with? And they've gone, what? My street cred's gone through the roof just through association.
This is what I do, and this is why I'm needing P.E.W. P.E.W. has some of the best athletes in the world. Great entertainers, excellent. They're going through it. That we're growing as a company. But the thing is, they haven't got the reputation that I have, and that's what I can bring to them. I'm not going to lie. I am there on Sunday because I'm looking for clients. I'm looking for someone that I can shape into the next star of the WWE. We're above P.E.W. I'm taking them to the top, mate. And Pete, I know you agree that I can do that.
I'm going to bring my CV.
Above P.E.W. P.E.W. is the wrestling company that's giving you a platform here. So it sounds like it's not just about having some birthday cake and going partying with Pete. You're on a scouting mission on Sunday.
I am. Everyone wants to give me a platform. My phone is buzzing 24 hours a day. This is why you're lucky to get 15 minutes with me. But P.E.W., I'm here to look. I'm trying to find the next star. And then I'm going to the top with them.
And anyone, can you give us any hint? Anyone you got your eyes on, or is that classified information?
You never want to reveal too much in your next move. All I can say is there's certain matches that I will be paying a lot of attention to.
Well, I mean, I know you were obviously involved in the announcement of the semi-final of the Fallen Angel Championship tournament during Jubilee. We know that LA Taylor's in the final already, and now, thanks to your Getting Mortal with Ryan segment.
The best talk show in the history of wrestling, that is, Dave.
Oh, actually, to be fair, I quite enjoyed it in the end. But anyway, during that segment, it was announced that that Ruby Radley is going to face off against Laurie. You know how hard Ruby Radley can hit now, but obviously we all know how hard Laurie can hit. What's your take on who's going to make it to the final?
You know, it was an interesting night. I came for parties. What I do, I bring the party to P.E.W, and it didn't go my way. It changed. We didn't even get to drinking, and Laurie was in her face. I was on the mat. It wasn't ideal. Laurie is an intimidating woman, but let me just say, if there's anyone who can beat her, Ruby's got her number. I'm backing Ruby in that match, and I'm forgiving the slap, because you don't even know what happened after I carried her out of the ring. We had a great night, Dave.
Really? I wonder if she would give the same account. But anyway,
she would.
Okay. Well, Ryan, obviously I've now got to go and buy you a birthday present. I don't know what I'm going to get you. I'm not going to spend too much. You forgive me. But we'll look forward to seeing you. Pete, are you bringing a cake? Like, I'm
going to bring a cake. I'm going to bring streamers. I'm going to bring lots of presents. I'm also going to bring my CV just in case Ryan needs like a coloured commentator for his little group he's putting together. I reckon I'm going to fit the bill.
Pete, you always know exactly what I need. Dave, don't even bother me. Don't even bother getting me a present. It'll go straight in the trash anyway. We don't even want to be associated with you. Pete, Sunday's the day, baby. We're having it off.
Can't wait.
Oh well, I just saved myself £1.50. So Ryan, it's been 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I was going to say it's been a pleasure. I think that would be insincere, but we'll see you Sunday. What?
On Sunday, I'll be getting a lot more than 5-10 minutes. Let me tell you that, Dave. And at the end of the night, you'll see what my next move is.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that, Ryan. Enjoy the last few days before your birthday. We'll see you in Stratford-Upon-Avon this Sunday.
And now we're back with another huge get for the show. It's not only one of the company's biggest female performers, it's the women's champion. It's Ivy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Nice introduction there, Pete. Thank you.
I do my best. But yeah, thank you for joining us. I know you're being a champion, you're very, very busy. But what a win that was at the last show at Jubilee. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. As you can see, I've got my nice shiny title belt here. Obviously, absolutely deserved. It was, inevitable. It was always going to happen. But here we are, right where we should be.
Look, Ivy, I don't want to be rude about how you won the championship, but we can at least agree that it was unorthodox, right? As in, it's not normal for a championship to be on the line and to be spontaneously put on the line in a trios match like it was at Jubilee. So presumably you would accept that it was unusual circumstances at least.
Unusual, but you make that sound like I didn't deserve that or that it was unfair. And I gave Aurora and the rest of that team the opportunity to leave. Before anything was said, we said to them, you don't have your partner, you can leave should you wish to do so. They chose not to. Aurora knew the risks when she was stepping into that ring, and here we are today. If, come on, let's be smart. They didn't have a chance. She took the risk. She lost the title belt. So regardless of how it was won or what the situation was, they were given the opportunity to walk away from that, and they chose not to do so.
All right. Well, look, regardless of how it happened, you are the women's champion, and you are going to make your first title defense this Sunday off the wall. It's against Chantal Jordan. I've seen you've had some somewhat derisive things to say about Chantal since the match has been announced. You don't seem to have a lot of respect for her.
That's not true. Myself and Chantal have met in the ring many, many times. I know exactly how tough Chantal Jordan is. The difference is that I'm just tougher than she is. If you ask Chantal what happened the last time we were in the ring together, I think you'll find that I pinned her for the 3 count and I walked away victorious. So it's not that I don't respect Chantal Jordan. It's just that I know that I'm better than Chantal Jordan. And realistically, what has Chantal done in Phenomenal Elite? What has she done? Why is she walking in and getting a title shot? The rest of us have had to work hard, and Chantal Jordan walks in and gets a title shot. What's that about?
Well, look, again, and with respect, I'm not trying to start a fight here or anything. I'm just saying, though, but you didn't do anything to become the #1 contender when you got your shot. It happened, as we said, spontaneously in a trios match. So, I mean, you can't really...
It's not spontaneous because, like I said, it was inevitable. I'm the queen. I am the queen. So why would I not be next in line? I don't have to earn the number one contender spot like everyone else does. I get given it because that's what it should be. That is just how it should have happened. So I don't need to earn anything.
See, what is the logic behind your membership of the Entitled? Why did you decide to join that group?
Why would I not have joined that group? You put anyone in front of me that would have said no to that opportunity. Look at the people you've got involved in that. You've got the champion Martin Kirby. If Martin Kirby, the British legend, asks you to do something, chances are you're going to agree to it. You've got Jim Diehard, the biggest man I've ever met in my entire life. And then you've got the tag team of Riley Nova and Brady Phillips. Now, I don't know how many of you know this, but Brady Phillips is in fact my better half. So wherever he goes, I go, and we will always stick together. And as it happens, we've now got this great group of friends around us. And as we've proven, look at what's happened since we've got together with everyone else. So who would say no to that opportunity?
Pete, it's a fair point, right? I mean, the Entitled have been pretty dominant since they got together.
Oh, completely. And I said on our last preview show that they are so tight-knit. And that's what you need to be when you're in a group with other wrestlers. And they're the best of the best. And the title belt will show it. They're holding all the gold. I know you disagree with the way that the tag team titles are held in that group, but they've got them. They are dripping with gold. There's only one title they don't have in their group, and that is by H. Hood. You know, and he could be a great member of the Entitled if they want to increase their ranks. But as they stand, they're a hell of a formidable group, and they're going to take some beating.
Well, speaking of another member of the Entitled, Jim Diehard, who's not going to join us on the show here tonight, but he is going to be in Stratford-Upon-Avon this Sunday, and he has an open challenge for anyone who wants to face him. Ivy, you obviously know Jim very, very well. He's sort of the enforcer, I guess some people have described him as within the Entitled. What's your message to anyone who's thinking of issuing or answering that open challenge by Jim Diehard this Sunday?
I mean, I can only assume that anybody that answers that open challenge is incredibly stupid, because we've seen what Jim Diehard can do. We saw what Jim Diehard did to Eddie Ryan on the last show. So why would anybody be that stupid to answer that open challenge? If you want to do that, that is at your own risk. For me, it's on Phenomenal Elite Wrestling management that they've allowed this to go ahead. Whatever happens, happens. That can't go against Jim. Jim has been very upfront about what he intends to do in this open challenge. And, you know, we've seen him do that previous. So anybody who wants to step up, go for it. But I think you are incredibly, incredibly stupid.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. I know you've got some important last-minute preparations to do ahead of that women's title match. So, Ivy, we will see you on Sunday in Stratford-Upon-Avon again. Those of you watching this, if you'd like tickets, remember that link is in the description underneath this video. If you want to see Ivy making her first defense, could it be her last defense? We'll find out, of the P.E.W Women's Championship this Sunday at Off The Wall. Okay, well, we've been hearing all night here on our preview show about that 8-person elimination tag team match that's coming up. And Pete, this was your idea to do what we're about to do now. I
like to bring people together, Dave.
I know, you're a real man of the people, but we've decided that we're going to have the 2 team captains on here together at the same time. So Jason Joshua and Tyler Adams, welcome to the show. Obviously, the 2 of you have had a little bit of recent history, to put it mildly, including that Jubilee street fight. And Tyler, you were with us on our last preview show, and you scoffed at the idea that you wouldn't win the match. How are you feeling now?
Feel like I don't want to answer your questions.
Okay. Well,
you were there.
I was there.
Exactly.
Not the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Crack on, girl. Crack on, girl.
Well, look,
I was working with an injury, my trap, which always goes, but I still work through it. So regardless whether I get in there for 2 minutes, for 20 minutes, what I do is I show up and I show out. Jason got lucky.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you at least staying calm. We have ensured that both gentlemen here have agreed they're going to be civil. We're going to have an adult conversation about what happened at Jubilee and what we're expecting Off the Wall this Sunday. Jason Joshua, though, first of all, have to say it, congratulations. You said you were going to win that street fight, and you did.
Yeah, thanks, man. I did, and I did. And because Tyler's a sore loser, we've got to do it again. But I've put a hell of a team together, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Wait, I didn't ask for a rematch. Let's put that out there right now. That not once have I asked for a rematch. This got put together by management. This has got nothing to do with me. If you really think I have a pull in what matches get booked, do you not think I'd be getting myself put in title matches rather than with you? Like, let's be realistic about it.
Well, yeah, Tyler, let's be realistic. I mean, if anyone was going to get a title match, given that Jason beat you in the last show, presumably he'd be ahead of you in the line now.
But I've also not just said that I deserve it. What I said was, if I had any pull, that's where I'd put myself towards. So it's not me that's bitched, moaned, and got another match against him. It's just what's happened. This is how it's fallen into place. It's got nothing to do with me. But I'll go out there again.
All right. Well, look.
How does Evan have to come back onto me?
Well, look, you were the one. We've all seen the video of what you said last time you were on this show, and we all saw how it turned out. So I think it's a perfectly reasonable question to ask you about the difference between what you said would happen and what did happen. But Pete, look, I noticed that you're sitting here, having set this up, you're sitting here quietly and watching it all unfold. You must have a couple of questions for these two guys.
Yeah, well, I think, it's rare that a first match between two wrestlers is a street fight or a hardcore match. That's normally like later down the line. But we in P.E.W, we don't do things by halves, and we started with that. And really, in those sort of matches, I don't necessarily think there are winners and losers, because you never come out of those matches quite the same. And Tyler said he's had an injury going into that. And that's a win in my book, getting through a match like that without aggravating that injury more. But I'm interested in this match. I want to know why you guys have picked sort of who you've picked for your teams. Tyler, like what is it that have made you pick the guys you've picked for your group?
The people may not know, but the first person I picked was Lance Rivera. Way back in 2019, before the pandemic, me and Lance tagged. We were undefeated as a tag team. Oh. Lance Rivera is also a former Wrestle Island champion. So that was a clear pick for me. Leah Raven impressed last time. Not seen much of her, but I'll give her a chance. She's willing and eager to help my team. And then H. Hood, who beat Jason Joshua, who is undefeated and has the title that Jason Joshua could not get his fingers on.
Jason, you're sitting here through all this and being very polite, which is what we asked, so all credit to you. But I'm presuming you're not agreeing with very much of what's coming out of Tyler's mouth at the moment.
I mean, he's right. Hood beat me. Someone else did all the work, but Hood beat me. So, yeah, this is a chance to beat Tyler again, but it's also a chance to finally get one back on Hood. So it's a 2-for-1 in my books.
Okay.
I don't really need to say anything else about it. You asked why he picked his team. I can tell you why I picked mine.
Yeah, go for it.
Three absolute, just machines of wrestlers. Smashing Mike, look at the bloke. Moves like no one else, strength like no one else, charisma that is just insane. Harley Hudson, let's be honest, one of the strongest women in wrestling. No?
Yeah.
Like the Pink Warrior. And Rye's done everything that he could possibly do. I had people slag when I announced him for my team, but he's got more wins at Phenomenal than Tyler does.
Rye has no business being in this match, because I would rather you pick somebody that was big, imposing, and intimidating. But you've kind of gave us quite a clean sweep here. I'm not going to comment on the Harley situation because me and Harley were good. We go way back. So if Harley gets in that ring, I'm going out. I have loyalties to some people, which might be a shock. I have loyalties. I mean, Harley will not be going at it. I know what you're trying to do, and I know what what your intention was. Not happening. Not happening.
I don't think you're avoiding Harley because of loyalty. I think you're scared. I think you know she'll drop you on your head. I think you know what she's capable of.
I'm also not disagreeing with how strong and how good Harley is. I will not put my hands on Harley, but if Harley chooses to put her hands on me first, I'm not holding back. So if you want that, that's fine. If you do, like her injury is on your head. She touches me. Okay, I'll go all out. That's what you want. I will go all out.
Tyler, you seem pretty agitated for someone who's saying they're confident that they're going to win this match.
Just because I'm confident doesn't mean I can't be agitated. Where's this come from? Can I not be both?
From your
Can I not be
tone.
both? Can I not be both?
I'm just saying your tone is very.
So are you going to tell me what emotions I can and can't use? No? Yes, no?
I'm just saying that you're.
Or are you just gonna let me express myself?
All right, look. Well, is there anything else you want to say?
Okay. Crack on. Go on. Ask more questions.
All right. Look, now we're out of time. But look, last comment. Jason, what do you want to say to Tyler about this match on Sunday?
I don't think there's anything left to say. I think he showed how he views it, and I think he's going to get a shock. I don't think anything else needs to be said.
All right, Tyler.
Am I done?
I'm going to try to give you the last word.
Am I done? Like, can I go? Am I done? Am I done?
I'm offering you the chance to give
No. No last word from you. I'm done. I'll see you Sunday. I'm done. Bye. Goodbye.
Oh, he's done. He's gone. Look, I'm not sure it was a good idea. I'm not sure it stayed quite as civil as it might have done, but Jason, I appreciate you taking the time. And it doesn't need to be civil on Sunday. In fact, it's going to be anything but. It's going to be 4 versus 4 elimination match. Jason Joshua's team against Tyler Adams' team at P.E.W Off The Wall. Remember, again, tickets available at the link in the description below. And we will see you, Jason, on Sunday in Stratford-Upon-Avon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you there.
See you Sunday.
I told you that was a bad idea, Pete, but...
Well, I want to bring people together, have a nice little chat and try and work things through, but... Well, my bad. I'll hold my hands up.
Turns out you and I are not the most qualified mediators in the world, are we? But
no.
As we saw, Jason Joshua and Tyler Adams, no love lost between those two. They will be heading up their respective teams in that 8-person elimination match at Off The Wall this Sunday at the Shottery Memorial Hall in Stratford-Upon-Avon. And if you want to join us again, don't forget, the link to tickets is in the description below, so make sure you click on it and secure your tickets now to join us for what promises, well, as you've just seen from the intense debate between the 2 team captains, it's going to be a pretty memorable evening on Sunday, isn't it?
Oh, completely. Yeah, if you thought that was exciting, just them chatting, wait till you see them one-on-one in the ring. There's so many great matches as well, the title match. That's the thing with P.E.W. We don't just give you one marquee match. Every match on our shows is a marquee match. So, yeah, definitely be there.
And of course, Martin Kirby, as we said, speaking of marquee matches, is going to be defending the P.E.W World title against the heavyweight House of Pain Sticks. That's going to be, I think we might have a new champion, Pete. And it's saying that with any, sorry, I shouldn't say that with a smile on my face. I should say we might have a new champion.
Anything is possible, but Martin Kirby's the champ for a reason. I said that earlier, and he has been pretty dominant since he's won that belt. And with entitled backing him up, anything could happen and likely will.
Well, Sticks is coming into that alone, but I don't think he'll mind. He can go 3-on-1, 4-on-1, bring all 5 members of the entitled. I don't think Sticks will care. He's going to fancy his chances of walking out as the new world champion. So history could be made this Sunday. All of that, much, much more as well coming up. We will see you there at the Shottery Memorial Hall. In the meantime, thank you for joining us for this preview show. For Pete Andrews, this is Dave Bradshaw saying we will see you on Sunday.
See you then.